I chose to analyze dissociative identity disorder in the movie Split. The movie Split is about a man who kidnaps 3 girls and their attempt to navigate a way out while deceiving all 23 personalities the man possesses. The movie portrays the dark side of what a person with DID, dissociative identity disorder, can endure and how it can put others in danger if not handled and treated properly. The character in Split with dissociative identity disorder does not necessarily go by his official name, Kevin Wendell Crumb, but it turns out to be a callback to his original self before the identities formed. He lives alone, and his only contact to the outside world is his therapist. It is not apparent that he has any relationships or friendships. But considering that he has an entire list of alternate identities living in his head at one time, it can be said that he's never truly alone. The identities take on personas of their own, and not 2 of them are anything alike. They can range from an old woman to a pedophile with OCD, an 8-year-old boy to a gay fashion designer. The movie is set in pretty much present day, maybe a few years ago, before much was really known about DID. Kevin attends sessions with his therapist that's studying DID. She knows he's capable of dark things and his personalities can be scheming. It's shot in an underground basement for most of the movie. It seems that he lives there in multiple rooms. Each personality seems to have a room of their own, and he made rooms for each of the girls. At the end, it's revealed that it was all underneath a zoo, which explains why one of his personalities has animal-like qualities. If I were a therapist diagnosing Kevin, I would diagnose him with dissociative identity disorder, like the therapist did in the movie. It was formerly called multiple personality disorder, and it's characterized by a person having 2 or more identities that are separate from each other. Each personality is a different person, sees themselves as what they think they are. They can lose sense of identity, they can have lapses in memory, can't remember events, people, certain times. It certainly has a strain on personal relationships because they're always switching from person to person and can't really remember conversations that they've had with different people at different times. It's a constant battle over the person's mind and body. Society sees DID for what it is, not really how it can be helped. More needs to be done to find out treatment that really works and is specialized for this actual disorder. The different personalities that come from within a person with DID arise from trauma experienced throughout the person's early life. For example, Dennis is a neat control freak with OCD, which came from being able to protect Kevin from his mother's abuse by keeping everything super clean and neat just like she wanted. The personas are thought to be different defense mechanisms that eventually reveals that Kevin used to work at a zoo with wild animals and now lives underneath it, which explains how the most dominant personality with wild animal similarities and cannibalistic and predatory instincts, the Beast, came to be. The only way to detach him from the identities and bring him back for a short period of time was to use his full name, and his mom would call him that. In the movie, Kevin does not really receive proper treatment from his therapist because she's more interested in researching the condition. There seems to be no proposed treatment available other than just talking to her and her figuring out all the different personalities. If he were to receive proper treatment, it would consist of a more invasive psychotherapy. It would be getting him to talk about the cause and root of all the personalities and dealing with the trauma that each of them arouse from. He would also get medication, anti-anxiety medication to control his mental health so he wouldn't be so paranoid, and also antipsychotic drugs to control any hallucinations or over-the-top symptoms that he could be showing. Admitting him to an institution where he would receive round-the-clock supervision would be crucial, since he'd become murderous and dangerous with the addition of the Beast. For his safety and the sake of others, it would be best for him. There are really not any cultural aspects that are preventing Kevin from getting the help that he needs, other than that it's just not the right time and not enough is known about it. But people with little to no access to healthcare with this condition might just be written off as mentally unsound and not get the help they need just simply because it takes a lot of understanding to deal with and treat. Also, because there is no cure and little knowledge of the disorder, it could be written off as a lost cause just because there simply is nothing they can do. The therapist in the movie was trying to get a greater sense of the disorder through analyzing different patients. She thought there could be a greater power that the people with this disorder hold. Sometimes movies can get carried away by trying to make it entertaining instead of accurately displaying and raising awareness of the disease that they're showing. The disorder in this movie was portrayed as being able to unlock a supernatural capability. For example, the Beast had superhuman strength. Though the supernatural aspect was used completely for the entertainment aspect of the movie, the disorder was very well portrayed in Split. The character displayed all of the symptoms a person living with the condition would display, and the movie shed light on how the disorder can take over a person and how they are physically and mentally out of control over their own body.